Greetings, everyone who's ever listening to this recording live on YouTube and maybe on Facebook, excuse me, and whoever may be listening to this after the recordings have been done, after the live streams are done. Welcome to this first of 5 sneak previews, which I'm calling teasers, to lead up to an important fundraising concert for the Performing Arts Center of Metro West. I'm Dave McLellan, a veteran classical guitarist, former faculty member of the Performing Arts Center, and current board member. We have a major fundraising campaign called 50K by Labor Day. So the concert that I'll be giving on August 9th at the Etudes Church in Framingham is a major part of that fundraising campaign. The concert will be both in person and live streamed. And in order to generate some interest especially in the in-person concert, because we really would like to have you in person at Etudes Hall at the Etudes Church, in order to generate interest in coming to the concert in person, or at least if you're not local or can't make it, you can listen to the live stream. Now, in the description of this video, both on YouTube and on Facebook Live, you will see a banner that shows a QR code in order to buy tickets, either for the in-person concert or the live stream version of the concert on August 9. You can also find that link to visit the fundraising page in the description of both the YouTube and the Facebook Live events. Also, what you'll find in the description of those 2 live streams is a PDF that is the program that I'll be playing on August 9th. And so you can see the kind of interesting variety of the program, but principally our main focus of this program musically is to celebrate music by living women composers. There are 4 women whose music I'm playing on that concert, and I'll be featuring the rest of those compositions in the next 4 teasers, although today I'm presenting, just talking about and playing some samples from the Simple Etudes by Cuban composer Leo Brouwer. And I'll tell you more about what's coming up in the next teasers, the next sneak previews. There's one tomorrow, and I'll give you a little hint about that. There's nothing formal about these sneak previews. I'm not dressed in formal concert attire. I am wearing my Performing Arts Center t-shirt, and so that's an important connection with PAC. PAC is the acronym for Performing Arts Center, and we all know it as PAC. So anyway, I'm going to be doing 5 live stream videos, each focusing on a different part of the program. So I'll cover all of the program in these 5 teasers. And today I am talking about the Simple Etudes by Leo Brouwer. So let's get right into it. What I'm going to do is talk about the music, play some samples. I'm not going to play the entire compositions because we want you to come to the concert for that. So let's just get started. So if you are already looking at the PDF, you'll see that the first group is the Estudios Sencillos in Spanish by the Cuban guitarist-composer Leo Brouwer. Brouwer is widely regarded as a patriarch of the classical guitar in the 20th and the 21st centuries. He is a very prolific composer, was a great guitarist. He doesn't play anymore, but he is still composing great music. The Estudios Sencillos, or the Simple Etudes, were conceived in the early 1960s. He didn't finish them for another few years, but Maestro Brouwer decried the fact that there were no Simple Etudes for beginning classical guitarists. And after all the work he did, well, there really still aren't Simple Etudes for beginners. These are not virtuoso etudes, but they aren't simple. They are very, very fun to play and fun to listen to. They're full of Cuban verve and excitement, full of syncopations and humor. They're very short, so there are 10 of them, and they are so short that if you sneeze or cough or hiccup, you might miss one. Most of them are less than a minute long. Several of them focus on using the thumb as the right-hand thumb as the melody provider, but there's tremendous amount of variety here. So there are more than 10, but I'm only playing the first 10 that are the most commonly played of Brouwer's etudes. So the first one, etude number 1, is characteristic of using the thumb to play a melody. The thumb plays this melody to start out with. And then there's an accompaniment played by the index and the middle fingers. So what's also notable is the sudden dynamic changes in this piece, but that technique is used throughout the 10 etudes. So I'm going to play number 1 in its entirety because it's important that it leads into number 2, which I'll play a little bit of. Number 2 is labeled Chorale. It is a beautiful multi-voiced choral sounding piece with beautiful major seconds in it. And so that's about half of the second etude. So what's important is that the ending of the first etude leads directly into the beginning of the second etude. And then the third etude is what we call often in guitar playing a mini tremolo, where we play a bass note and follow it with 2 repeated notes in the fingers. That's number 3, just a fragment of number 3. So I'll play etudes 1 through 3 in their entirety because they form a nice little triptych. And then I'll talk about the rest of the etudes as we go through. So here we go. Etude Estudios Sencillos 1 through 3. the first three etudes. As you can see, the third one in particular goes quite fast and ends quite suddenly. The timing on Brouwer's edition is marked 1 minute, but it's much shorter than 1 minute. Okay, so let's move on to Etude 4. This is another etude where the thumb largely provides the melodic interest. The tune is this. That's a little bit of it. And then the accompaniment in the fingers, I'll put the bass with the accompaniment. That's etude number 4. Now, the way I have programmed the 10 etudes, I don't follow 4 with 5. I insert number 10 right after number 4, and then follow 10 with 5. The reason for doing that is that 10 is not such a great end of the group of 10. Number 10 is not such a great end. I like the ending that's provided by number 9 better, so I put 10 right in the middle. And it's a nice contrast between 4, which is kind of low-key, and 5, which is very low-key. So number 10 is, there's no marking in the music about tempo or character, but it's very raucous and characterized by several different chromatic patterns that kind of remind some guitarists of just rock licks. So there's this, it opens with this set of chords, followed by a chromatic descending scale. And then there's an ascending scale right after that. And then there's a little bit of arpeggiated chords that are kind of interesting in the middle, and another set of different scales. And so I'll just play 10 now, and then we'll go back to 5. That was 10. Now, followed by 5, this beautiful little syncopated tune in C major, sort of. The labeling is Allegretto and in parentheses Mon Tune, which really means mountain tune. Coming from the rhythms coming from mountain songs in Cuba, at least according to Brouwer. 5. And you can see how number 10 inserted in between 4 and 5 is quite a contrast to those two. 5 is followed by 6, which is essentially a consistent arpeggio pattern throughout. There's a standard pattern that almost everybody plays. In fact, I've never heard anyone play the alternate pattern. So the pattern is this. If I were to play it on open strings, it sounds like this. In fact, many guitarists practice that right-hand pattern on open strings because the left hand is a different set of complications. So it's almost like a harp effect. I'll play it slowly now, and I'll play it up to tempo in the concert, so you have to come to the concert to hear it. Here's Etude number 6. That's Etude number 6. Etude 7 is marked lo más rápido posible. Play it as fast as possible. It's my favorite of the 10. So it features, mostly it's a slur exercise. Slur where on the guitar an upward slur is executed by playing the string with the right hand, and a following note is executed by hammering a finger on. So this is a hammer on. So we only strike the string once with the right hand, but the second note is activated by the hammering on of the left hand finger. And then there's a descending slur is the same idea that we only strike the string once, but we pull off the finger onto the higher finger onto a lower finger. So the slur would sound like this: right hand one strike, and then pull a finger off the string. So both of those kinds of slurs are in this etude, and it has fun little surprises in the middle. So Etude 7 is like this. So much fun to play. It's my favorite of the 10. Etude 8 is an ABA form where there's a very short A section where a tune is presented and a canon occurs. So the tune is presented in the fingers. This is the tune. And then it's echoed in canon form by the thumb. So the canon is here. And then the B section uses that same tune with an arpeggio. So the thumb plays same tune, and there's a little bit of punctuation with the right hand fingers of the right hand, but there's an arpeggio that's going here in the index and middle finger. And that's the B section. It repeats once. And then the A section returns with the beautiful canon tune, the same theme. So here's Etude 8. For guitarists who are familiar with other works by Brouwer, that tune is also featured in the second of the 3 movements called Tres Apuntes. It's the same tune. And so from 8, we go on to 9, which is the closing etude of this group since I moved 10 into the middle. And 9 also has no marking, tempo or character, but it's just a fun syncopated study with lots of dissonances in it. And I think you'll see why it's a better end than 10 is if you remember how 10 ended. So here's number 9, and that concludes the discussion of the 10 etudes of Leo Brouwer. And I'll talk a little bit after I'm done with this one. So here we go, Etude 9. So that's it. That's the 10 Estudios Sencillos of Leo Brouwer, or I should say 10 Estudios Sencillos of Leo Brouwer. And they'll be played in that order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. and that's the opening group of the concert on August 9th, the 50K by Labor Day fundraising concert for the benefit of the Performing Arts Center Metro West. The Performing Arts Center is a very small, independent performing arts school. We're offering music, theater, and dance classes and lessons, located at the St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Framingham at 3 Maple Street. We hope that this teaser has helped encourage your attendance at the full concert on August 9th, and you can find all the details of that concert. At least you can find a way to get to the details in the descriptions of both the YouTube video here and the Facebook Live event. So I'm glad you were able to either be here live or listen to this video afterwards, and I hope it piques your interest and encourages you to buy a ticket either online or preferably an in-person concert, because it's more fun to be in the room. Thanks a lot for being here. We appreciate it.